Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike here. I am with the Lexus IS 500 F Sport Performance. This is a 2022 model, and it'll be hitting shores soon. I am under the assumption. This is a press car. Shout out, obviously, to the team at Lexus for giving me the opportunity to drive it for a few days. Now, for those that don't follow me, I have driven it before. I obviously helped build that Vassar Sullivan IS 500 edition with Bucket Imports, but I just could not say anything about how it drove then. Technically, I cannot tell you how this drives now. The embargo will be lifted around mid-September, and then all those reviews and all these people you see kind of teasing it, you'll get the full-blown review. I feel that my perspective will be definitely different than everybody else's for a couple reasons. One, being a long-time Lexus owner enthusiast, I'll really give an honest assessment and an experienced assessment between what many people are doing, and they're comparing it obviously to the previous ISF, which is no longer around, and a lot of people are trying to figure out, between that and this IS 500 F Sport Performance. In addition, y'all know I have a ton of experience with the IS 350 F Sport. I have a DHP right now. So I am really going to be able to tell you the difference in handling stock to stock and then modded to this stock model. And this is that beautiful new Cloudburst Gray, which is gaining more and more momentum as Lexus seems to have moved away from, I'm going to say, Nebula. And I mean, just look at this thing. It's going to sell just because of how it looks. That's the thing that gets me about people always arguing on the internet. A good-looking car usually sells really well. And this is still, the data continues to come out. This the IS 350 is still one of the best-selling cars in regards to the daily sales rate, which means how fast these things are selling when they hit the lot, and they're selling right away. The 500 is going to continue that, because I know many people have reached out to me personally. Mike, I'm trying to get allocation. I'm trying to get a 500. There's like 10 people in line before me. There's 2 people in line before me. There is a ton of people that want this car, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't know if I've personally ever seen a response to a Lexus quite like this. Definitely not the ISF. When the ISF came out, it fought an uphill battle. It was so new for people to understand that Lexus can make a vehicle like this, and it just didn't have the waiting lists or the anticipation that this vehicle has done. And I think another really cool thing is how this was launched, right? This was launched, and I'm very proud to say I was part of that. We launched it at Sebring. I mean, who really does that, right? So they launched the IS 500 F Sport Performance at Sebring. Had a lot of enthusiasts there. You saw a ton of ISF, RCF, LC500, GSF owners, in addition to some other F Sport owners, to get their opinion and thoughts and their feedback on this vehicle. And again, I wanted to show this side. I'm going to stop what I'm saying for a while because the sun, look at how it's hitting. That is beautiful. You trying to tell me people aren't going to buy this car? It don't even matter what it's priced at. That is a beautiful car. Wow. Even today, I was shooting it around, and this one guy he said, "Man, that's a beautiful car." I was doing some shooting elsewhere, which is honestly pretty part of the course, because people just love how the IS looks. You'll notice that power hood, right? So compared to my IS, and I'm going to do a video comparing the black one that I have to this one to really give you a side by side, but you can see that power hood. You can see the difference. You can see the light hitting it right there. And that's a nice touch. Because there's not much to really show that there's a difference. The other obviously the wheels. 2-piece rotors, you can see that, right? That badge is now blacked out, so the F Sport Performance ones will have a blacked out badge. Obviously the window trim's blacked out, and then it has the same wing as some of the IS. Oddly, my DHP has carbon fiber. This is the F Sport wing, so I'm not sure why it's not carbon fiber, but maybe it's a pre-production car, I'm not sure. IS 500. Now imagine debadging this as well, right? You would totally fool people. People would have no idea this car has so much power. It obviously has the F-inspired quad exhausts, which we're used to today. But for those that remember, man, when Lexus debuted that in 08 with the ISF, it was like the biggest internet deal of, oh my God. People forget. Like, these new people, I love y'all, but y'all bought the ISF, you know, second or third hand. You don't remember the battle that we used to have to fight online and in person with people. They hated the vents. They used to call it beluga whale in the front with the big old hood. And man, me and a bunch of us were fighting for the car. Like, hey man, get that car a chance. Like, it has 416 horsepower, which at the time I think was second most behind the RS4. I think the RS4 had 420. It was more, I think, at the time than the C class, and I think the M3. Don't quote me on that. Inside, similar. You see it. So obviously I have the red. This is red. I'll pull this back a little bit for you. Oh, it didn't? I thought I did that. Oh, it started. Oh, excuse me. Oh, so there you go. So the one difference I noticed was I'll turn it off and I'll turn it on. See the start up. That looks like a good way to start another video. Oh, those gauges never get old. I'm sorry. Those gauges will never get old. So obviously you touch the dial just like the other car, just like the 350, and there you go. Sport Plus. Only way to go for me, Sport Plus. 472 horsepower, peak at 7,100 RPM. So it's a screamer. A lot of cars, you know, when you add the boost or whatever, they don't scream to that level. So, you know, that naturally aspirated V8, which is phenomenal. This does have a limited slip as well. All F-Sport performance cars have that limited slip diff. And again, I'm just staring at it, man. Look at this car. It's beautiful. This is stock. Not many cars I say stock look really cool. This is one of them, you know. And again, I think I've said this in another video as well. Lexus, this is a true rear-wheel drive sports sedan, right? So you can see the proportions are just ill right there. It has a long hood, right? And then you have that break between the door and the front fender, and then a nice rounded roof line, which reminds me of the OG S400 back in the day, and even the 0430, 450H, 460. And then a nice abrupt trunk, but not too abrupt, and those sharp edges. I think Lexus has really done a masterful job of mixing not too much softness and the right mix of edges. I mean, look how sharp this trunk is. I mean, that's a sharp cut line right here, right? Whoosh. It's a really sharp cut line. Those lights, you can see them a little better now. That's a little darker. So yeah, no driving impressions yet. Can't say that, but I will obviously. And again, just a beautiful car. Beautiful. All right, everybody, I'm gonna shut this down. More to come. I'm gonna have videos on the ISF Sport IS500 S Sport Performance all week.